I bought a giant and awesome retro video game and collectible lot. Let's talk about it. Now, a lot of people ask me, Matt, how do you find these game lots? How do you find these collections? Well, the main answer is it's a lot of luck. It's a lot of luck and a lot of right place, right time, and a lot of connections. So the biggest piece of advice that I can give everybody is Facebook Marketplace. Get on Facebook Marketplace, check it every single day, and don't just check in your immediate local area. Go out as far as 100 miles and check Facebook Marketplace every single day for game lots, game collections. And when you find one that's at the right price and has the right kind of stuff you're looking for, don't be afraid to negotiate with the seller a little bit. Just don't insult them with a lowball offer. You got to jump on it fast. When you find one, you got to jump on it fast because you are going to have a tremendous amount of competition. A lot of the lots and collections that I bought have been found through Facebook Marketplace, but also through making contacts. So for this particular game lot, it was through Facebook Marketplace. I was doing one of my daily searches, came across it. Really good deal already, lots of great stuff. Started communicating with the seller. We came to an agreement on a price that we were both happy with, and the seller even threw in some extra stuff to sweeten the deal a little bit. And then I proceeded to meet them, pick everything up, pay them with cash, and here we are today. Now, with all that out of the way, let me start to show you guys what all is in this awesome game lot. So, first things first, in this lot is a loose PS3 Slim with two wireless DualShock 3 controllers. Next up, we have a original model PS1, and we have two memory cards. We've got a PlayStation brand memory card, and we've got a Performance brand memory card, and then we've got an original PlayStation DualShock controller. We have a silver PS2 Slim console. Next up, we've got an original model black Nintendo 64 along with a blue Nintendo 64 controller. All right, so this next box that we're going to dig into has it's got a bunch of loose controllers and a few loose consoles. So let's go ahead and get into this. So first off, we have got a transparent blue DualShock controller, and then we got a transparent, I guess you could say that's green DualShock 2 controller. Next up, we've got a Super Nintendo Super Advantage controller. Really good conditions. All the buttons feel good. The control stick feels good. We got an extra blue Nintendo 64 controller. Not one, not two, but three original first-party Super Nintendo controllers. We got two original first-party NES controllers. We got two Nintendo 64 memory cards, one third-party, one first-party. We also got a Nintendo 64 Rumble Pack. We have a third-party GameCube controller, and unfortunately these third-party GameCube controllers are really crappy. We also have a third-party Super Nintendo controller that I've never seen before called the FC Twin, but it feels pretty cheap. It does not feel like a very good controller. PS1 Slim needs to be cleaned a little bit on the top, but other than that, it's in really good condition. A loose NES. We also have a loose Super Nintendo. And lastly in this box, we've got this pretty cool little AV switcher. I like the way this one is designed. I might actually hang on to this one and use it. All right, next up, we got a handful of loose manuals. We got a manual for Super Mario Land, Wario Land, regular Game Boy manual, another Wario Land, Donkey Kong, some Game Boy precautions, Game Boy consumer information, and a Game Boy Color manual. We also have a couple of Nintendo 64 manuals, which are good, easily sellable manuals. One for Mario Party 2 and one for Donkey Kong 64. I want to ask you guys in the comments below if you know anything about this. This is a plastic Game Boy case. It has a serial number on it, a do not remove proof of purchase sticker on it, and it appears to be a security case that a Game Boy would have been stored in. Next up, we got a bunch of Hot Wheels Mario cars. Some of them are the character cars, and then some of them are the Mario Kart brand cars. So I want to show you guys these really quick. miscellaneous thing here. We've got a Sega Genesis Classic console. This was that kind of crappy one that released at like Family Dollar and places like that. Now, shockingly, even not sealed, these are selling for quite a bit on eBay, which I don't really know why, because these are not very good. Let's get to the really good stuff here. Now this is really cool. This is a Game Boy Color plastic travel case with a handle, and this is the red version. And this guy's worth around 90 bucks. Now we've got some pretty cool DS and 3DS cases here. We've got this little DS Mario bag. We've got this little red DS Mario bag. And then we've got this Nintendo 3DS case with Mario on it. Now this is pretty cool. I actually saw this at Retropalooza in Chief's booth, and you probably saw it in a couple of videos on the channel. This is a Super Mario watch projector with candy, and I almost bought this. I'm definitely going to add this to the collection because it's just a really weird piece. We got some other little miscellaneous random toys like these Mario McDonald's releases. We got a Super Nintendo controller and a Game Boy candy tin with still sealed with the candy in it. A couple little Mario vehicles, one of Mario, one and Luigi. A couple little miscellaneous toys here. We got this 2017 Legend of Zelda Link to the Past keychain, and we've got this Super Mario collectible coin. We have this new Super Mario Bros. Question block tin, which looks like it had some candy in it. The one thing that I think is pretty cool is this Link Pez dispenser from 2001, or some kind of candy dispenser. So I'm actually going to keep this and add this to the collection just because it's from 2001 and it's Link. We also have a sealed Super Mario Bros. Power-Up card game, which I'm going to add to the collection. And we have the Classic Cheat Codes Edition cheat code book for NES games that came out with the NES Classic. The coolest thing of all the toys and the collectibles, in my opinion, and something that I'm going to add to the collection, this 1989 Super Mario Bros. Watch, and it is in really good condition. This thing is beautiful. All right, now before we get to a lot of the games that came in this lot, let's talk about some of the handheld stuff. So we've got a couple of cool things to show here. Got a nice stack of Game Boy games. So we have a variety of handheld consoles, and I plan on modding almost all of these. So we've got two Game Boy Colors. Now these have both been reshelled, partially reshelled anyway. So I'm planning on modding these with new shells, new buttons, and I'm going to mod them with backlit screens. We also have a modded Game Boy Pocket, which has been reshelled. We also have a modded Game Boy Advance. Now this one has not been modded. This is the NES edition version of the Game Boy Advance SP. And besides some scratching on the top and a little bit of scratching on the screen, it's in relatively decent condition and it works great. And then we have a Nintendo DS Lite. This is the red Mario edition. And let's kick things right off with one of my favorite consoles, the GameCube. Now there's not much here for the GameCube, but what is here is quality. Complete in-box copy of Mario Kart Double Dash. We got a player's choice copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee with no manual. And lastly, we got a loose disc copy of Super Mario Sunshine. Now this is kind of random, but we have a copy of Mario Bros. On the Atari 2600, which is actually a pretty pricey Atari card at like around 20 bucks. A copy of Mario Paint in a custom box. Punch Out with the manual, Tiger Heli, the yellow variant of Metroid, Maniac Mansion, Excite Bike, the 8-bit Xmas 2016 cart. I don't know a whole lot about this, but I do know this is pretty expensive. If you know anything about this, let me know in the comments down below. The absolute banger of this NES stack. And by the way, let me just mention, all these NES games are in fantastic condition, but the absolute banger is this, Contra Force. and I have never seen a copy of this game or very many NES games in general that are in this perfect of condition. We have one Sega Genesis game, which is Jurassic Park Loose. We also have a couple of loose N64 games. We've got Yoshi's Story and GoldenEye 007. And we got a few PlayStation 1 games. We got a loose copy of Cold Borders 4. We got a decent little stack of PlayStation 4 games in this lot as well. So here's what we got. We have a really good stack of PlayStation 3 games here in this lot. Here's what we got. We've got a little stack of DS games. Now, most of these are crap games, so I'm not gonna call out all these, but I will show them to the camera just so you can see them. But the games that I do want to mention, we have Brain Age, pretty decent little logic puzzle game. Big Brain Academy, same, pretty decent little logic puzzle game. Hot Wheels Track Attack, I'm actually going to add to the collection. It looks pretty cool. Rock Blast is a fun little puzzle game I'm going to add to the collection. But the most expensive game of all the DS games is this game right here called Underwater Attack, which is some kind of shoot 'em up, and it's worth around 30 bucks. All right, and to cap things off with all the console games, we've got a really nice stack of PlayStation 2 games. A few of these are actually sealed, so let's run through these real quick. Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal, Army Men Soldiers of Misfortune sealed, PlayStation Underground Jam Pack Demo Disc, Ratchet & Clank Going Commando, Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy, Metal Slug 4 and 5, Jack 2, Guitar Hero Encore Rock the 80s, Guitar Hero, 007 Nightfire, Sonic Heroes, Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal, Guitar Hero 2, Ratchet Deadlock, another Ratchet & Clank, another Jack 2, Tak and the Power of Juju, Ratchet & Clank Going Commando, another Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal, Crash Bandicoot The Wrath of Cortex, Tie 2, another Ratchet & Clank Going Commando, and Red Faction 2. Okay, folks, we are down to what I think are the two best things in the lot. And first things first, we have got a boxed Super Nintendo Super Set. This box is in absolutely amazing condition. Outside of a little bit of wear and tear on the corners, this box is in fantastic condition, and it still has the certificate attached for the free game offer for Super Mario All-Stars. So in the box itself, we've got the Super Nintendo really clean in the plastic wrap. We've got Super Mario World in the plastic wrap. We've got the hookups, and we've got both controllers. The only thing that we're missing are the inserts. So we're missing the manual and all the other inserts that came with it. But it's pretty, it's not fully complete in box, but it's pretty damn close. Another thing to point out is that we've got the serial number on the back of the box. The Super Nintendo console that's in the box has a matching serial number. Now, along the same lines, the last item I have to show you guys, we've got a complete in box NES action set. Again, this box is in fantastic condition besides this little dent and tear on the front of the box. The best part is just how complete this is. We have got all of the inserts. We've got the NES itself. We have the light gun, the hookups, Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt, both controllers, and all of the plastic is in here that everything goes in, which is absolutely incredible. All right, folks, so let's close out this video by talking about what are my plans with this lot. Well, the primary reason I bought this lot is for reselling purposes. Now, the person that I bought it from, they were well aware of that. I let them know that ahead of time. They knew the value of everything. I knew the value of everything. So neither of us ripped the other person off. We all reached a deal that we were both happy with. I'm not going to reveal exactly what I paid for the lot, but the estimated value of everything is around $4,500. The amount I paid for this lot left me a lot of room for some pretty decent profit.